parents see what's going on with our children in these schools and all these places, and it seems like they're trying to, like, basically not what they're doing is taking children without probable cause. And we all know children are our future. I believe that their lives are important. We all do. The ones that actually see what's going on, that are awoke. The real awoke. As you can see, some people's children went into foster care, and their children are being mistreated and being labeled. And what I had to watch outside in public and what I watched inside of public, they changed their genders based off of seems like what's going on in the home and what's going on in the school, why they do what they do. You already see that they're basically allowing people from outside of the United States come here and invade us, such as, for example, steal our children, like real kidnapping our children, and not following the constitutional laws that states that the parental rights of children. I would like it so you stay off the door, please. This is not yours. Sorry, I had to tell people about themselves because they're adults when they know what they're doing. But other than that, I just want to basically state that, children are our future, and the government is trying to take them away because of freedom of speech. They also want them to do what they want to do, so they're going against our parental rights, which when they're born, there is rights that your children have, and when they're underneath an age, the parents are supposed to vouch for the kids, because that is the parental rights, and that is their caretaker. That is their guardian. That is their parent. That is their maternal parent. And then you have some that get the kids, you know what I mean? But they're tormented all their lives, and they're going through a lot of shit. I would like to ask all parents, y'all see this going on, and the person that's in office is allowing all this and actually trying to make sure that everyone gets their kids taken. She doesn't like children. You already know this lady don't like children. You already know Biden made the children uncomfortable. There's a lot of video and documents about how, he's made children feel uncomfortable. So other than that, you want someone that runs for president, allows trafficking, crimes to happen, even in law enforcement, because there's some that's going on in law enforcement, because y'all keep saying defund the freaking police. There's other things going on, like people that want the job just to want the job so they can have authority and go against our Constitution rights. And then you got some that's actually good that does their jobs. And they're local, there are local cities, they're local offices that basically allow like crimes to keep repeating itself. And it happens everywhere. It's happening everywhere now. We used to feel safe and everything like that, and now we can't even feel safe. There's, where I'm at right now, people that have guns that's not licensed. There's a lot of things going on here. And to do best by our children is to see what their needs and what their needs is met and how they feel. Because at this point, if it starts early, you don't care about your child and you just don't care about anything that's going on with them. And the only thing you really do is put a roof over their heads and feed them instead of asking them what's going on in school and stuff and actually acting like you care. Parents, if you really want to keep your kids safe, because I'm pretty much tired of watching the news, because it's always freaking schools getting shooted up and everything like that. It wasn't that bad when Trump was in office. There wasn't so many crimes like this when he was in office. It's happening on a daily basis. It's been happening for months. Crimes has been happening daily. Trafficking is allowed. You know, your children are being taken advantage of. You know, parents are being threatened by either law enforcement or DHS services. And basically, if you don't give up your children or listen to how we want you to raise your child, how we want you to, not by reasonable cause. They have been attacking me, my husband, and my family, like my children. They attacked my husband, they attacked me, and they attacked my kids and snatched them. And it wasn't to the point, like they literally said we'll go to prison or jail if we don't give up our kids, that they have no probable cause to take them. They took when my baby was 2 weeks breastfeeding, they took him. And my body went through a whole lot of hell. And my baby went through a lot of hell in the hospital, because you can't just rip a newborn off of milk. He is 1 right now. And they have not been following his milestones, is why he's not walking. You know, he has a lot of health problems because they keep just shoving everything in his mouth. Old milk, you name it, they're doing everything. My children are not being well taken care of. They're being trafficked. They ran to New York. And like, if you watch my videos, the insurance they put them underneath, it still has my name and everything. If you really had custody of them, why are you using my identity? And why do you keep putting in the system that I'm 16 when I'm damn well 31 years old, about to be freaking 32? I have hospital records to prove it. I have all this proof to prove how old I am. And they keep doing it repeatedly. My ex is actually part of this. He's a predator. He should be on the Megan's Law for raping my son, Alex. Because he had to constantly go to the hospital and his butthole was always bloody. So every time that he came back from dad. But finding out that that's not his real father, you know, they have an actual stranger around my child instead of with his real dad, which is my husband. DNA proven. So you have a predator, an indicator that was proven by a hospital that you raped him, and you're not even his father, and you're like basically causing him a lot of damage and running around trafficking my child. And he's from Trinidad, but he says he's from Trinidad, but I know for damn well Trinidad don't play that shit. You know? Excuse my language. If some of the parents don't like it, just comment on the bottom. Your opinions is necessary. But I'm very passionate about this. They have not only went to raping my son, they went to raping my second son, 7 years old, my daughter, 4 years old, my 2-year-old, my 1-year-old. They weren't dumb. They don't have, my son doesn't have autism, which was found out. So why put him all through this and diagnose him and then misdiagnose him? I should be suing people that's diagnosing my child and then saying, oh, he doesn't have it. It's either if he does or he doesn't. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have that, why the hell do you have him on medication? Why the hell are you saying in the documents that he doesn't have autism? Then that means that them teachers is wrong. And the fact is that because he educated them on what they were wrong about when they were basically doing teachings of math, knowing damn well my freaking son is a genius when it comes to math. Teacher made a hiccup and he corrected it, and that freaking teacher hit my son. And this was in an academy school. down near Osage. Anybody knows that it is in West Philly, okay, across from Osage. My last address in over there was 5238 Osage. I used to live in that house. I don't live in there anymore. And if I'm still receiving mail, the person I'm talking to right now, you will be arrested because they know I'm not over there and you're still receiving mail from me. Like bank statements and stuff, acting like you are me when you're not. And the neighbor, you're going to pay for it too. Because you were helping that person that was in there, getting all my mail and trying to claim my kids on taxes. Anybody that's claimed my kids on taxes or anything that has to involve me or my husband, you are getting locked up because they found out about you anyway. Okay? All the people that are going through what I'm going through currently, your information is being used. Your children are being abused. Do they have a right to take your child? If you went to drugs just because your kids got taken and they refused to give them back no matter what you do, then guess what? They are the cause of why you're on drugs. They're the cause of why you're on alcohol. The system, like I said, I listened to Tom McDonald, and he's right. If you're doing what's right, you're wrong. If you're doing what's wrong, you're right. That's how they're doing. They don't want no one to get smarter. And this is exactly why he's saying dethrone the government, is because of what's going on. I am Native American, Eskimo, Inuit, and Ute. That's the northern and the southern. Mongolian as well. And they are mistreating me because I am mixed. They are mistreating my children. They attack and attack and attack. And if you're the opposite color of your counterpart, your husband, they will make sure you don't have shit so you can leave. They are racist as hell in this government. Trump has basically did something nice for me when my son was getting straight A's in school. They actually told DHS and Child Services is no longer allowed to bother or stalk me or my children or my family. And you know what happened? Because he actually made sure that they got the document stamped and made sure it was government stamped to DHS that we are not bothered or stalked. Do you know what they did when the next president got into office? Did everything. Abused, poisoned us. They did everything, even our children. This is why my kids kept getting sick from school. It's because they kept poisoning their food. Knowing damn well that they eat healthy food and that their bodies are not going to maintain this unhealthy BS. So at this point, anybody that's going through a similar situation, please comment below. Tell me your situation, and we're going to make a petition because this person cannot be in office anymore because she is not helping. She's going actually against all of our Constitution rights and our parental rights and our children's rights as well. So at this point, they are alienating our children, talking about we don't want them when we do. And the fact is, if we really didn't want them, the first thing we would have done was saying we don't want them, and they would have been in the system in the beginning to begin with. No, I want my kids. I do right by my kids. And I got all this stuff to prove otherwise. They'll threaten your hospitals and everything. We need to work together as parents to get them away from this crap. They want to make them confused in school about their sexuality. They want to make them confused about life and what they should do with themselves. If they have goals from the beginning and they go to another school and it changes them, like their actual goals in life, they don't want your kids to succeed. The end of the day is coming. It's already here. Look at the weather. Look at what's going on out here. You got people that's acting like they're above the law. You got people, and they don't get in trouble for it. And they're allowing all these types of crimes to happen to your children, to me, to my husband, your families, and everything. It's like they're the terrorists. From now on, it's actually switched. The police, the justice system, when it comes to, like, courts and stuff, they're the criminals, not us. They're the terrorists. And at this point, I watch Congress, and I like the speakers that be speaking about, like, what is right and what is wrong, and the Constitution. I love when they throw the Constitution in there, because at least the actual Congress themselves are actually looking into it, about all these crimes they've never had so many crimes. This is the biggest crime rate. And we're not even talking about when Trump's in office. They're getting on when Biden's in office. And Kamala Harris. Where's all this other money? They don't even have receipts where all this money they're requesting goes to. How about you look into those camps to see if they're actually, like, making sure families stick together? Because I damn sure know that they're freaking trafficking the hell out of them and abusing them and using them for their own gain. They want so many people to come into United States of America to dethrone anybody that comes past. These people are against Americans that come into America. They need to look at actually fixing America before you start adding extra people. You're just mad because everybody's voting red. They're tired of the BS. They're tired of losing jobs. They're tired of losing income from this system. Like, you got people that's going against workers' rights, abusing workers, and actually enslaving them. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, and I had no breaks. I'm not allowed to get no breaks. And I'm expecting. Oh no, only the kids can get breaks, but the adults can't. This happened at Camp Hill Dunkin' Donuts, which is near Holy Spirit. That boss has been stealing from Dunkin' Donuts. So is a few of the employees that I know of been stealing from Dunkin' Donuts register. The deposit that went missing, they went and split it. The ones that kept bullying me on the square team, they literally were the ones that was stealing. And anytime that someone called out, I called in. So at this point, it's to the point where some of these jobs here, not following the actual laws that is stated in the job title, nor stated in the workers' rights. I'm not talking about all jobs, just certain ones. So, there's a lady named Candy, and she went ahead and told my job to fire me and paid them to fire me. And, I'm coming after her because you not only messed with my finances, but you messed with my living as well. She's also spent money that was given to me and my husband, not given to us, but literally approved to get housing, and she went ahead and spent $19,000. Sorry. Almost $19,000, because she's made quite a few requests on us. I might be wrong about the number. I can recheck the number, but she's stolen from our housing and used it on her own by paying people to mess us up. So she harassed and went to my job. Candy Benson went several times. And she's from New Hope and Miss Cannisburg. And she consistently kept harassing my boss to get rid of me. So I have nothing. So she didn't do it at first until she received payment. She received payment to get me out of the job with no cause. She didn't even tell me the reason why she fired me. But technically there's no fire note on my note. She just still has me working there when I don't work there. So who knows? She's probably using someone else's name for my identification just so they can work there. So it was not notified to welfare about me not working there no more. She didn't even give me a determination letter or note about it. So that's what happened, and that's why I don't work at Dunkin' Donuts anymore. Because the day that I was supposed to go to work, this lady, what's her name, Candy Benson from New Hope, came up there, knew what day I was working, didn't want me to go to work that day, came when she wanted to, when we already told her we needed her to come in advance, and decided to basically harass my job so I can get fired. And technically, I don't know if I'm fired or not because there is no letter or anything stating that I am. It's just a text message. I'm supposed to get a determination letter. I didn't get warning or anything. She's discriminatory because I was homeless. But I worked harder than all those workers and I did not come up there smelling. So that's another thing that went on in there. I've showed this card before. This is her information. This is where she works at. I don't know if y'all can screenshot that. See, Candy Benson. She is a housing and homeless program manager. And all she's been doing is putting people in, what is it called? Rehab and other places. And then she said fake it. She tells people to fake it so you can get in there. But when you do get in there, they take the kids. They take the kids and make profit off of them. They also make profit off of single parents. If you have good parents and you know what I mean? You know you're good parents for the children and they were never on drugs and now they're claiming they're on drugs. They're not. Because they're telling people that are not addicts and not alcoholics to basically go in these freaking places where addicts go to and people that, the same thing with alcohol, and tell them to say they are so they can get a place. But then when you get that place, you don't have your children. They don't believe on keeping families together. New Hope of Ministries. Mechanicsburg Center 5228 East Trimdale. I'm going to just spell it out. Trinddle Road. Mechanicsburg, PA 17050. And you already know the extension because I put it up there. It even says what the website is. Then my husband went to go talk to her boss. So I went ahead and called the head of churches talking about what they're doing with us. They're distorting money. They say they help people, but they don't. They don't. So other than that, all they do is just get more and more money for themselves and the church. It's not really going nowhere. They don't do housing. They say they do housing, but they put them in shelters where addicts are at. There's at least 40% that are not addicts in the homeless population. So at this point, why get help from an organization that's just money greedy? Why? Then when you want to get you want to get off your feet and you don't want to use their service, they want to prevent you from working. They want to say bad things to you, to your boss. They want to make sure you don't work anywhere so you can get off your feet. They want you basically either being locked up somewhere or basically being in an actual place where addicts go at. And then there's addicts that actually want to get off the drugs that can't get off the drugs because they're on medication. They're addicted to opioids and all the other type of stuff. And they give them medicine that makes them still addicted. So they never come off. So they're forever addicts. They put them in a certain environment where they say, oh, they're better, and then they get back on the drugs just because of their environment. They put them in these bad environments. They don't never get over their addict, their drug habit. They don't. So if you are a parent and you went through this, we need to get a petition in. And what we really need to do is just basically like send it on everybody's location in Pennsylvania of what's going on. And we're not sending it to the state. It's going to Congress. Because they need to do something and get these people out of power. And no offense, we got 2 like freaking female mayors that are allowing all of this to go on. And it's not right. They shouldn't be mayors if they don't want to take care of the city. They don't want to take care of the people's problem because technically you were voted on because you cared about the people. You weren't voted just because of status. You were voted on the people's decision. You didn't have to be voted on at all. Do you know people can dethrone actually who's in office by based off of what all crimes are going on over here? If it's not safe for the people, or you're not benefiting for the people's sake. You're only in office for power. So as for the parents out here, if you're against this, we need to stick together. We need to make a petition. And I'm talking about the actual parents that give a damn about their kids and a damn about their families. I'm not talking about people that just want to do it just for the fame and stuff. We need to do better for our kids. We need to do better for our families. I'm tired of hearing broken down families. Okay? So, hopefully this message get out to everyone. Thank you.